I have this on my react in my previous video. That's what I mean. The video unattended, the camera doesn't stay on. So Richie and her mom was like, "What do you mean she doesn't fight over dick? We fake accounts of her." We're like, possible. She wants me to first see her pictures of her on my bed with Andrew Suarez, who I have no relationship with. And my parents tried to force. It wasn't even a marriage, and my parents are the coolest, and they killed Gloria Nirsa because she shouldn't be giving fashion advice if her home wasn't bigger than la Iglesia Católica. My parents support my polyamory, and they're like, homes. They're possibly mad because my parents didn't give the trust. They're like, you want to have sex with her, you have to sell artwork then. Either way, very cool. He and I painted together for the right guy. That would have been like so satisfying. He and I painted together. There's another one not pictured or two. The homes were built, the vehicles were bought, there's money to be had. He filled the homes with cueros that were in orgies or he met at a cruise. My home with him, like imagine a title stating both his name and mine individually. He erased me, crossed me out of me being able to be in my own home and turned my home into a prostíbulo. En agradecimiento a toda la gente que le mamó el pene. En agradecimiento a toda la gente que le mamó el pene. And then he pesters me, harasses me, causes my poverty, steals from me. Like, come on, invite me on a date already. Huh? What? Never. After he's been putting his dick everywhere, possibly pretty people too, having a great life, and I'm here starving, suffering the Jaden Kilani era with me. I can't provide for myself, Jaden Kilani. And I was at the ER like 3 times in the past 4 years, and I'm a healthy young person. Y él se cree que yo voy a planear una cita con él. I want him dead. He just wants me to fight with the legal prostitute for her. Es un puerco asqueroso. I was so close to killing Jennifer in self-defense for staying in my homes without my permission, stealing my vehicles, getting in the way of me saving money. When I'm financially stable and my vagina's wet, I plan to travel the planet and meet people ideally polyamorous me. They're like toddlers. Esa tipa bruta se la ha aplicado for decades. She thinks she's the queen of polyamory porque ella se prostituye legalmente y luego se tira fotos con 20 machos todo all over her. Mujeres también. I forget, I love dick, so I never include women in that until it happens to me. So she steals my home, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money for her to be the polyamorous queen. She's not even a woman. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And if she only knew, I don't know why. It's my favorite that I would love for her to rehabilitate herself because she's so aggressive. So I'm like, did your mother not raise you well? Very unlikely because they're going to act like they're motherless. I mean, I don't want my parents to tell me what to do. I'm like, can't she just rehabilitate herself? Because out of a lot of them, this used to be like in a bar fight with everyone a puños decades ago. So literally, I'm like, so what do I do with this? Do I kill him or rehabilitate himself? What do Jade and Kehlani were invited to a party, so I was just there as Jaden's and Kehlani's bodyguard so that they wouldn't get raped by people that possibly were attending the party. I didn't know the guests are gonna be, or an after party of sorts. That if I wanted to attend alone, that's fine, but I wasn't gonna let Jane and Kehlani attend. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So, oh, and I'm never forget they do that as clickbait. They pester her, and then she gets annoyed if she was rehabilitated and comes out or not as non-rehabilitated, saying they're pestering me. That if I'm rehabilitated or not, so that I leave a comment there. So they possibly pester her and say, pero ella quiere saber si te mata o no. Dale, comenta todas las veces que me lo mamaste y le robaste la ropa y todo. Y te quedaste en la casa de ella ayer. And she may have been, yeah, but you kidnapped me into doing that. I was tranquila. Sometimes they rehabilitate themselves. So I didn't kill her because I'm like, I talked to no one. I know nothing about her. She could have arrived. She could have arrived in my stolen vehicle that day and I wouldn't know about it. So I'm like, literally, what do I do with this? Do I kill it in the fence or not? Or it's rehabilitated? But I don't want to go on to find out about it with anyone. What else? You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. You can decapitate Sonia Rodman that wants to give me the update of Jennifer Bonilla the rehabilitated or not. Que empiece matando a la pobreza and then they're not accurate. One can't trust them. They're illegal prostitutes. So they may be saying, no, you can't kill me. So they create a whole storyline. I witnessed that. People, family wars and going through that. With the legal prostitute, went on to earn. And say, by the way, la que se quedó ayer en tu casa fue esta. And it was someone that had been rehabilitated. And there's no death because usually people that are credible stop the killing before it happens. They're like, no, fulanita. Esa sí ha estado tranquila, se la pasa predicando y tratando de enseñarle a los demás how to be honest y sin llegar a matar a esa. De la otra que tal no se rehabilita. They're deplorable. What? In the meantime, this was the HEB earlier. Esto está en Atlantic City con el vehículo que me roban. Y en mi casa que me roban. And then they called my poverty, se presentaron ayer en Kehlani, like, we're here at your service. Primo y prima, no lloren porque why am I starving? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Is this link working? They think they're deceiving porque ella me presentó a Mike. Oh, like the truly want me to I'm a 2-year-old that doesn't know what polyamorous is. Like for real, that dumb there. And they wanted to say, ¿te crees que yo estoy solamente con el tipo que enseñé en mi Facebook page? Yo con bebo. don't know her significant other. I think I've met him before. The one they promote on Facebook. What else? What else? What else? What else? Or maybe she wants to be like, ah, you thought that I was with Michael and I was with David Lewis. You're not with David Lewis, no. That's a rapist. And you may be after people's news. And the such. Oh, Jerry Garcia otra vez. No chiquito. It would be funny. They laugh and they're like, I'm sitting there watching with thinking, I'm like, good for you. If we were you, like, good for you. I don't want him attached to me 24/7. Now, if you extorted him out of money or trying to hurt me or him or my kids, then you're deplorable. But I laugh on it. I'm most likely gonna be dating someone one day. And they're like, that's actually like my favorite. I didn't know that she met him too. It's bound to happen. So she may have a part-time job or taking my dirty apartment pictures and sending them, promoting me sadly to our officials. Ni like, no te atrevas a estar con esto, mira que porca. Well, she steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my home, so the way permission steals my vehicles. That's the part that they still don't get. Like, I wasn't on his radar, and now, at least una mañana, he woke up and we be like, what would Arlene be one? Be like, at least one of them. And one doesn't get close to that because of human trafficking. So there's no list. Want me to out her to her mother that she's also with this. And I don't know her mother to live. Some girls are like that back in Puerto Rico. They're like, I want someone to help me that I also have a private plane and then I'll stop stealing hers. I'm bored. My video got interrupted for a minute. Who's gifting me money today? What is materialist about? I want to watch this. Yes. Oh, and I love Cinderella loves to watch. Totally unrelatable or relatable. Oh, I know. What else? Only one cinema. Have I been to this one? 11. What else? Oh, they're trying to get me to just watch little kids movies or post like Nickelodeon. No way. So he wants me to go on to Facebook. They try that shit beware. They're like, ja, 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 cuarentona y todo el día. Is that me? And he's these, I've heard all the swipers and I'm Dora, and that's hilarious. If Jaden loved Jade, I almost selected that for Jaden's second birthday, usually when they kind of pick. But I couldn't find like Dora birthday party supplies that I like. And I didn't make the connection that I heard, and because I'm not like the only one, sadly, with people that copy their abuse. Didn't you see in Mexico the month that Gloria Nirsa died and I don't have electricity was the most violent one? So they're trying to use their influence to kill people. They're deplorable. They're disgusting. So he thinks that I'm gonna be like sharing all day long. What does a 2-year-old watch, anyways? Yeah, Dora the Explorer. Not SpongeBob, not any of this. Peppa Pig. I think Jaden watched Daniel's Tiger Neighborhood. Goose Super White was the favorite. Okay, Justin song. Well, he would watch it or Jaden and Ronnie, I think, together. When did this come out? There's something about it. The banana blowing. But they may have watched a little bit of it on YouTube. Peppa Pig was huge success in my home with line. Dinosaur train. Bubble guppies. That song is fun. So he's trying to get me and he's upset people that I'm not every day sharing like little kids episodes of this as if I'm a toddler. Pa que no se le pare el pene. Four. Dan un asco, they're deplorable. They're so gross. What do I want to watch here? There's no Karate Kid. Where is this one? Cinema 2016. I've been here. Isn't that after the In-N-Out Burger possibly? Maybe not. Ish. So that's not a. Where is it in relation to the content? Awesome. Oh, I think I know where this. Isn't there like a huge? Oh, where is that old song? There's a. This isn't it, but isn't there after SeaWorld? There's a shopping center with an Ulta, I think. Stitch Gerard, myself, Daisy, crazy. In 2019, all through this. And then around, like I would leave Converse and not talk to anyone because they steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. They're not family. They're stupid. And the people that I grew up around are deplorable for the most part. So I had my Corolla acquire thousands of miles that were unnecessary to not be in my apartment. He wants to try to make me look like a killer. He's so he's so outdated in his abuse towards me. He's like, huh. When people see all the miles on her car, because David showed me those pictures that she sent her. I'm in the know, and so is Jennifer. They still in fish. They're deplorable. They're stupid. They spell out hate crime onto one. When it's called respect and human rights have existed forever. So they think that my vehicle having miles and miles and miles on it, that you're gonna think that I'm a killer. Él es bruto. Because he's not a man, he's afraid of who I would acquire at a date that he can't satisfy, or a woman. So that's why he's drugged me and taken me out. I think it was in Miami, or it could have been San Juan or Mayagüez. Because there are high rises there to be in control of who it is that he meets. He's deplorable. That's not anxiety. He's just disgusting. I don't ever want him near me. I already said to at least one of them decades ago that I'm seeking to that penalty for him. I think it was to him, or is the other one Albert? I think it was to him. I didn't have money to do anything. What else? What else? What else? The hostage taker showed up. The hostage taker showed up. Mientras él estaba, pues me llevó una rubia en lo que Arlene habla con necio. Ya hoy no estoy casado, mi pene no está casado con Arlene hoy, me llevó a eso. They're deplorable, they're disgusting, they're embarrassing. They pretend to be married to me just as they possibly pretend to be married to King Charles for fame if they aren't. Fool. That's not what I wanted to post. Where's that write-up? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Ay. I missed it. I missed it. Another one, more blah blah blah. I don't need to talk to him and see what he's done with the money he steals from me. He's deplorable. Why would I talk to him? Ew, they're disgusting. Ay, la jodida asquerosa esa puerca. Fo que se lo mama y me roba mi dinero. Dan un asco. They had people stalking me. So gross. Don't accept my friend request. Don't accept an invitation to my home if you know that you're deplorable. I suffer from amnesia. So I was sadly inviting into my home disgustingness que se le mamó ya la fucking odia crica en mi casa sin mi permiso. And he was possibly masturbating to the thought of Megan and I being friends just because it was a Facebook friend request. Though people had said it to them already that I suffer from amnesia, so to not do that. What else? 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 Entonces, my siblings that I don't have a relationship with because they're deplorable want to tell me behind the scenes. So, how did you benefit with talking to Megan like that? Look at us spanking our nalgas to each other. Now then, Benefit. They spelled out a hate crime charge decades ago. I didn't think they would go through with it. They're deplorable. Oh, these people are disgusting. Ew. Ya se mató, no se mató. What the fuck did I do? There it is. Oh, I thought he was dead already. I know how to type some more. He's after trying to ruin his dad's name. Bendito fucking sea mi Dios. Estos tipos son unos puercos, unas asquerosidades, son unos viejos ya y no respetan. Oh. Ew. He wants me to acknowledge that I remember that Megan Torres and him have been together, at least. If I don't want him to show me his penis in Megan's mouth and huh? Ew. I've been to the ER 3 times in the past 5 years because they want some sort of validation. They want to make me feel the scorned woman cheated on. Those are people that I met at an orgy decades ago. I have no relationship with them. They're obsessed with me unhealthily. I was like 2 and 3 years ago. It's like 2 and 3 years old. That was decades ago. Ew. Then I post this right. What else? 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 So he wants to tell me Megan is better than you, Arlene. Megan is. Huh? That's not a man. They're deplorable, these people. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I'm so stressed out. There's no electricity in my apartment. I don't have money to pay for my fees because my second cousin that raped me, that steals my money, that gets in the way of me receiving money, wants to tell me that Megan is better than me. Ew. They're deplorable. They're not men still. Full, they still bleach con poca asquerosidad que se le pega a uno tratando de violar a uno. Did he drug me and rape me with her? Que se maten los dos, los tres, los cuatro. Los cinco. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? Sending my GoFundMe campaign to people through Instagram. I want to cook for myself. How many people did they go on to buy that dress for with money that they steal from me? I'm not gonna find out. As soon as I post it, I'm like, vela loca. They're gonna buy it for themselves. They're gonna go on and buy it for people with money that they steal from me, thinking that I'm like finding out. No, I have better things to do with my life than to stalk them. I'm not the police. They wanna try to turn me in such a higher authority that the FBI wouldn't need to exist. They would be on the most behavior for that. The FBI isn't gonna go away because of their wishful thinking for them to murder people and steal like right in the streets or rape right on the streets. That's what they aim for. That's what la asquerosidad esa aim for raping right on the streets. They're deplorable. I've heard their conversations decades ago. They're deplorable. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. Who's gifting me money? Anyways, proof that I'm not the hostage of my second cousin que no se decide si se... Proof that I'm not the hostage of my second cousin que no se decide si se casa conmigo, no se casa conmigo. I love you. I just got to they're beautiful. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I want to cook for myself today. I don't have electricity in my apartment. What else? 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 I want to paint and I want to tan. I miss tanning. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And I miss creating. I want to paint. What else? What else? I'm bored. I miss dating. I miss money. Anyways, ya me recordé que Yandel existe. Ya me recordé que Megan se lo mama quizás todavía. And full. So that people know why he's never getting a date with me. Es un puerco. Y quiere que yo le mendigue por pene. Oh. O él se cree que porque todavía se va sin ella andar a bailar todos los viernes, que yo digo, oh, he's so thoughtful. I want that spot for myself, so he stops hiring her as an illegal prostitute. Occupying that time slot for when I'm available. Es un bruto. I was available last Friday. Ew, 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 ew. Dan un asco, son una basura, son una asquerosidad. Oh, oh, oh. Anyways, I want coffee. And I keep checking my emails and have I received money? I want to tan on my balcony though. What else? What else? What else? I want to tan on my balcony right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I was dating a mistake mommy. What else? What else? What else? So basically, he married me in his head. He didn't like the aesthetics of my parents' home. He didn't know what I would turn out to be. And then doesn't want to let go of me, even though there's no chance of a relationship. After seeing, like, oh, she knows what an architecture book is, or HDTV magazine, or that would have been fine. Una casita tan chiquita. Como que eso era, oh, decades ago. Que ella que dijo que esa marquesina double up as an amphitheater. ¿Y quién cantó allí? What else? What else? What else? People don't like cleaning a lot for themselves because they want to have time to watch a show at mediodía or look through a magazine. And some people really don't want to have staff in their homes if they can avoid it. A lot of people are like that. Some people can't live without staff. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He doesn't get to hold me back, destroy my teeth. So that when I'm with someone dating, hey, is he gonna fake account? Be like, ha ha ha, you with fake teeth? Got a boyfriend? That's his next step in life. Anyways, my parents' home had a carport that doubles as an amphitheater. That's not uncommon in Puerto Rico. People get the vehicle out, people set tables or chairs at least sometimes. What else? What else? What else? What else? That's where they hosted the kids' birthday party ish. Si llueve, nadie se moja ideally. Sometimes, if the weather's gonna be good, they extend it out to the What is that you're? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. This is pretty. Querer olvidarte, tengo que olvidarte. Estoy pretendiendo para no recordarme como todas las noches cuando extrañarte. Decepcionado, solo te amo de mal, solo llueve. Oh, Party de Marquesina. There's sometimes no chairs, very few chairs so that people can dance. Entonces they're no different than this, but it's embarrassing that I have to point it out for people porque even if I killed a kid at 3, who put the knife in my head first, and then I could. What else? What else? What else? Didn't he have a machete when he was 13 and I was 5? This isn't rehab for me. I don't need it. He thinks he needs to be monitoring me because he's a porn addict and sex addict. He uses the excuse that he needs to be monitoring me 24/7 to see if I'm gonna kill someone, and then tries to imply that I'm gonna kill whoever he wants to kill. That deplorable still? No, I didn't want to kill if I kill someone. If not, they're fucking around with me with someone that I did toddler exploration with that I don't no longer consider attractive. And they're like, that's your girlfriend, girl, and you're missing out on her. Yo me la clavo todos los días. No, that person is just herself y ya. Porque mira que joden que si yo soy de Belki, yo no soy de ninguna Belki. I don't even know a Belki. Decades ago. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. These people are deplorable. So gross. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? It's just tongue in cheek writing. Sometimes. What else? What else? What else? Oh, yeah. Oh, I like her outfit. So relatable too. What else? I'm just getting to this. Speaking of my casinos. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Mira que eso. Yo te viví. Yo te viví. Te viví, te viví, te viví. Yo te viví. What else? What else? What else? My cousins are significant older than me. So when I was 9 years old, I got my classmates instead of an orgy invite. I'm like, I can't wait until I'm 21 to head out to a club. So for like the span of just a few months, it was just like a one-time thing. Mostly every class may offer their parents home, their amphitheater. Mostly everyone of my classmates home offered their marquesina or under, yeah, because sometimes I was under their home, so their amphitheater. And we would dance in there. What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque I'm not sexually attracted to any of them. So I'm like, if you all want to dance, we can do that for like the next 3 months. I'm available on a school night, please, so that we can get to school the next day and be like, that was fun last night. Nice dance moves. But you're in a bad mood, girl. People are like, her syphilis is not gonna go away. At a party last night, they get labeled syphilis, girl. I'm like, I don't want to see them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? was gifting me money today. That's not an experience that I want to repeat again. I thought maybe some of them would become adults so I could go clubbing with them. Instead, they had La Casona. Oh, was it this too? And all the hoes, illegal prostitutes there waiting a ver si yo me emborrachaba para violarme. Entonces they stole my money. And he hired an illegal hooker to be there in lieu of me to try to attract clients. And I'm like, and he was complaining to me one day. He's like, you don't visit often. I'm like, I don't have money to do anything. And you steal from me. I'm not gonna show up so that you traffic people here trying to see me or maybe us. And then I get left out and you all start trafficking people into my homes, stealing my money and my vehicles like you've been doing. He was staying in my home with Toda. I showed up that night, estaba Joana Vargas allí, estaba Ginny Chandaliri, estaba David Ledesma, estaba Yesenia Ramírez Lorenzo, estaba Marisa Muñoz, estaba Joana Vargas, la Shaila asquerosidad esa, Yajaira Gallosa, un montón de basura asquerosa que se prostituyen ilegalmente, que se quedan en mi casa sin mi permiso. And he was whining to me and saying, I was going to take you home today. I'm like, me to my own home? Oh, thank you for doing me the favor of wanting to take me home while you're taking slutty asquerosidad every Friday night after this. Él se cree que yo no pienso en eso. Just to cancel out. No that every Friday now I'm like, oh, Carlitos estará quizás en mi casa lleno. Carlitos está en mi casa, yo no sé, porque he has other homes too. It was the other night that he got a gun out, pointed it to a techo, and I'm like, no se mató gente. And people are like, whatever, close it down, this didn't work out. There's still illegal hookers. Then human traffickers. I'm seeking the death penalty for David Ledesma. I'm seeking the death penalty for Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. I'm seeking the death penalty for Ginny Jandaliris Lorenzo Suarez. I'm seeking the death penalty for Joana Vargas. I'm seeking the death penalty for Marisa Munoz. I'm seeking the death penalty for Marisa Vargas. I'm seeking the death penalty for that Shaila girl. I'm seeking the death penalty for Jaira Gallosa. Oh, illegal prostitute, asquerosidades que se quedan en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roban mi vehículo, me roban mi dinero, se roban mi cartera. They get in the way of me receiving money. Estos tipos son unos puercos. They're sex addicts. They're porn addicts. Apparently, they do drugs too. Or in my home, you can't have a gun. Because was he planning a murder suicide with the gun? What else? I'm bored. So my 18 was so depressing-ish. There's a nightclub. I'm like, losers are there. Oh. I attended once with Edgar. Wow, what else? It could have turned into something much bigger had I not been a victim of theft. What else? They want larger than life for themselves, and they want me literally to take a job as a janitor to diminish my beauty. What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? Okay, he terrorized my parents, stole my money to network, got on to network. Don't ask. They think that I'm gonna do the ladies of Andrew Suarez and look at all of them. The ladies of Alex Suarez and look at all of them. He wants to literally put me almost above the ground, almost 1 feet under, para que ellas aprendan a ser mujeres y él quedarse con ella, porque they've already sucked his dick on his birthday and I didn't. So he wants to turn the illegal prostitutes in woman material, wife material. He has pictures with all of them. On his birthday, when he lost his first tooth, some of them that were old enough to see that. They're deplorable. They're so gross. Ew, I don't want that near me. Who's gifting me money? Who's gifting me money today? In the meantime, Miss Kilani would take Jaden Kilani to Foreman 10 this year or to the other which. I don't have electricity in my apartment, but I'm a victim of theft. I'm past due with my fees of Vilas Egois, but I'm a victim of theft. That's all the cash that I have. And a few cents in my wallet. I'm a victim of them. I want him to kill himself today. I want him to kill himself today. I want him to kill himself today for stealing from me, for getting in the way of me receiving money, for stealing my homes, for stealing my vehicles. He said decades ago that he's gonna take me turn me into a worshiper of fashion. And he thinks that I'm gonna take him out of jail. He extorts money out of people still and says Arlene loves everyone still. He's like, con dinero. He fakes being my husband. He's a sex addict, a porn addict, a cum bucket seeker, possibly a cum bucket himself. I don't want him near me. I want to visit with Jenny Kalani. I haven't been to the beach with Jenny Kalani since 2019. What else? What time is it? I should call my kids. Not just yet. So they're not in school at the moment, I think. What else? The ideally. No, I would visit still. That's not it. It's still available. This will be fun. What else? I love the floor plan of this. I love the floor plan of this. What else? Who's gifting money today? I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that steals my vehicles. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that pays people to illegally present themselves as me. Prostitution is illegal in Puerto Rico and in San Antonio. What else? I don't ever want them near me. I don't ever want them near me. I don't ever want them near me. They're trying to preserve the teeth of the illegal hooker. While they terrorize Gloria Nirsa into leaving my parents' home full of roaches para que se me dañaran los dientes. So I look like a crack whore. He's deplorable. What else? What else? Oh, and there's like una caja de diente. Oh, that's what he dreams of. Que yo sea una vieja con caja de diente con un novio jovencito para reírse. Y él se va a llamar la caja de diente. No way. That deplorable still? Ew. He thought he would have supporters that would be like, ew. fool. They're deplorable. They're embarrassing. I never think about them. Who wants to give me money today? I took this picture earlier. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So he is saying today, I'm taking Jennifer that looks great in a bikini to Dorado Beach. Arlene, pero Arlene, pero Arlene, pero Arlene, vieron Arlene, te vieron Arlene, vieron Arlene, te vieron Arlene, vieron Arlene, vieron Arlene. Vieron Arlene. Vieron Arlene. Arlene no tiene ni dientes. They're deplorable. They're disgusting. They treat family the worst. After generational wealth and stealing and raping, they're deplorable. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. He's been raping for more than 30 years. He stole my money, terrorized my parents so I can't date. And he goes on to rape people trying to find better than what I can find. There's no competition in dating. He's stupid. He's delusional. So girls, una basura. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla as an illegal prostitute. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sons that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money, that steal my homes and steal my vehicles, that steal my money to date them, and then after causing my health to decline, say something stupid to someone trying to deter them from dating me, such as Arlene doesn't have all her teeth, I'm not taking her there. You shouldn't either. They're stupid. Decades ago, he said to Edgar, don't take her to a hotel. He's trying to frame Edgar for my death. Edgar said, I can't do that. We both like hotels and she knows her rights. And he has no right to tell Edgar what to do. He has no right to tell Edgar what to do. They're deplorable. They're trying to play into a fantasy that they own me, literally, while beating me up and destroying my health and my finances and trying to give permission. Okay, so you can date her, you can take her to Tahoe. But what it is that I can keep him in self-defense. So he doesn't want to run into me at Chick-fil-A, que yo lo mate allí. So he's trying to control the places that I visit so I don't run into him. I ran into him at a nightclub and I left immediately. He's deplorable. I didn't want to be there. He's drugged me and raped me, and I didn't even remember knowing him or having homes with him, or that he steals from me. I'm like, ew, a thief. Very pretty, great dancer. Steals from me, has raped me. Graduated from La Escuela Dr. Carlos Gonzalez a few years before me. Rapist. Ew. Has drugged me and facilitated people raping me. Fool. So I said to Edgar that I wanted to leave him here and I left. That was decades ago. Ew. Fool. Un puerco. Yo no lo quiero me. He possibly went through with a hate crime towards me. She didn't confer with any of the illegal prostitutes. Even she is an illegal prostitute that she saw me. I just wanted to know that she saw me. So he's caused my poverty, my eviction, me to have my children separated from me, my starvation. just to find out that I recognize him that they somewhat. No way. That deplorable still? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my poverty. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my starvation. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my homelessness. You can decapitate everyone that's caused Data and Kehlani to be separated from me. Oops, I clicked on the wrong link. It's June 3rd, 2025. I wonder what I'll do on my birthday. What else? Oh, he's trying to kill me because no one leaves me happy birthday messages. And that makes me a loner terrorist. He's very creepy. Poor Alex. That wasn't like grown into a full man because they're like, you must mistreat people like we do. Dang. Ew. They're deplorable still. Ellos se matan por un birthday party invite todavía. Oh, they invited themselves into my life decades ago. And I don't want to include them in my life. I have a right to do that. So they're trying to kill me. They're disgusting. They're deplorable. I don't ever want him near me. Yeah, él es un puerco asqueroso. He hires illegal prostitutes. Ew, 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 ew. Dan un asco. And the meantime, he was gifting me money today. I want to visit Jaden Kehlani. Should I get one room for Jaden? Possibly alone. So 2 rooms. Or a suite would be nice for the 3 of us to be together. What's the age group for 15 is still, I think it's up until, I think it's 16. Age of children required. So does it get to 15 or faster? Yeah. So 15. So today they pissed her Edgar and say, damn, habla con la nena. Ha ha ha, tu mamá te llamó Chayo for Facebook and YouTube. That's not a third cousin. He thinks that bullying people is his way to steal our generational wealth. So he's trying to kill my kids and possibly myself to get generational wealth that I don't have access to. They're deplorable, so gross. They're embarrassing. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. But thanks. Also, with your mind, disgusting. You can decapitate David Ledesma that behind the scenes want to try to control my vacation time when he doesn't mean anything to me. He's just a fucking stranger asquerosidad that he had raped me, trying to trap me into an unhealthy marriage so that I'm miserable. They're like, she can't vacation. She hasn't hooked. That's what they're doing. They're like, until she legally prostitutes herself, she can't have a vacation. She hasn't hooked. And he thinks that I'm gonna take him out on a date. I hope Alex is in love with me so badly that we'll kill them in self-defense. Okay, Alex and I didn't get to have a baby. And Alex walked up to me as what was I, 12 and I'm 7? Or he was like 5 years old, maybe 7, and said, "Princess, I hate you. My brothers will kill me if you're ever around me." They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So Alex can kill them in self-defense. Pero that's why se la pasan tratando de matarse uno al otro. That's why when I was last year, Corazon and germ, like, there's a menorito here que le creció la barba y el pelo. And maybe not mismo, but if I saw him in a bus a few months ago, he didn't look like this. He may be tired. They let them their hair grow all together, trying to kill one at a time. They're like, he's not tired to shave and get a haircut. We're just doing this thing where we're all letting our hair grow, right, Alex? Right, Albert? Right, Andrew? Tratando de matar a uno de ellos. Ew. And he thinks that I'm gonna take him on a date. He's disgusting. Who's gifting me money? Did my doesn't so you didn't get this? Porque this is around the age that the death penalty was reinstated in Puerto Rico to protect me of so much abuse. What? What else? Now that you all can read past. What else? Now that you all can read past grade 6. It's called respect. What else? What else? What else? What else? I already did this. Pero the FBI can be in charge of the death penalty for people in Puerto Rico. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm overwhelmed. I have hundreds of people that I need to kill in self-defense, starting with Ginny and Daliris Lorenzo Suarez. Ginny and Daliris Lorenzo Suarez would be my first pick to kill in self-defense, and they used to show up him particularly, but some of his brothers that I haven't had sex with, I think. Oh, maybe total exploration years. I found some of them really pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? An A guy showed up into my parents' home decades ago and said, "You need to kill Gina Jandaliris in self defense." I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, I know who that is, but she doesn't exist to me. Oh, she's a stalker, so gross. Like, you all seem to have gotten in a mess to yourselves. Get out of it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So I'm seeking the death penalty for Jimmy and Arlene Lorenzo. Talking the FBI in this post. Her significant other, he was there. Sent him one thing. I'm gonna have your sister. I said hi to him and a relative. I walked up to them, but I see them as leadership in school. So I wasn't like trying to hook up or anything. I was like, hi guys. And he said to Wadi, I'm gonna have your sister join school so she can hang out with Arlene, learn how to be a woman. And I, just because I'm silent doesn't mean that I agree with something. I would have killed it. But it goes through my mind, it's like, you did just say that, like that's the worst thing you're having. So there was in third grade, and there she was in fourth grade stalking me. I'm like, no, I didn't ask for this. What else? I didn't even want to be in school. I wanted to be homeschooled. And I have now this terrorist here that I have to spend time with while she does the right thing, and then she's bragging that just because I did the right thing there doesn't mean that I'm gonna keep doing the right thing minutes later. What else? What else? Oh, porque they partake in an activity and then they go on and say, you didn't really. I'm like, I wasn't trying to specifically to brag about it, but you don't know the damage, the embarrassment that you are to yourself, girl. If you knew how deplorable you look. You know. Begging for sex, taking people hostage, claiming that you own people when you don't. Like, ew, girl. There's like hundreds of you in this island, so you're not even that special. Ew, they're so gross. Ew. So she knows what the United Nations is. She knows what the FBI is. She was in school. And supposedly she was homeschooled, so she had to learn that somewhat. What else? You can look out with the juniors and the ladies and accessories that is obsessed with me. She stalks my crushes from an orgy that I attended when I was 2 and 3. Stays in my home, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. They facilitate that for her, though. They're not victims in this. What else? I'm bored. I am bored. I want to order food for myself. Who's giving me money? Yes. Who's gifting me money? He's causing my son to last for me to lose teeth so he can parade himself around with Ginny Jandaliris and be Ginny Jandaliris. It's an illegal prostitute, but at least she's hotter than her. They're deplorable, so gross. They're disgusting. You can decapitate me, I mean, so sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. They're stupid. You can decapitate Jimmy and that steals my money, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. So I can't date. He's trying to rape me. They've possibly drugged me and had her rape me. They're horrible. They're disgusting. Y son unos puercos, una basura. I don't ever want them near me. Some people may have warned them, don't go through with this hate crime towards her. Did you see her Instagram account? Down to she's following Kill Ryan's relatives. She has amnesia. She's not seeking the death penalty for you on purpose. I'm like, why am I clicking? With my account, Arlene Lorenzo, I'm like, I'm gonna follow it. I don't know if they're her relatives or not. My work doesn't look anything like hers. What else? She's just an illegal prostitute that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. They're deplorable. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Ya eso se lo habían dicho decades ago. What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't think about the people that abuse me ever. He wants me to remember them every day. This is so satisfying for him, seeing his picture there and me talking about him, believe it or not. Ew. Fuck. Es un puerco. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Amor. He wants to tell me that had I been following Interpol originally on Arlene Lorenzo art, he wouldn't have destroyed my art business. I don't need to carry Interpol as a poster on my t-shirt for people to respect me. They're deplorable. They're so disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. I had been warned decades ago of how gross they are, so I don't talk to them ever. They're like, she didn't have a set of grandparents while growing up, guys. Don't buy her artwork. She may be stealing it. Well, they're like, pero Betty, mírala la crica, Betty. That's art en esta foto. En la cama de Arlene porque Arlene no sirve como mujer. ¿Cuánto me regalas si quieres una noche con Betty? That's what they did to my followers, possibly. And Kill Ryan's family was like, what is he doing messaging us about his illegal prostitution services? I don't need to go on to find out anything. These people are deplorable. She killed Gloria Nirsa, trying to get a conversation with me, and her mother warned her decades ago to not do that. That just because her mother warned her that just because I'm a single mother with no money doesn't mean that I'm an illegal prostitute. She's trying to rape me. She's disgusting. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves. Es una puerca asquerosa. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He's trying to imply that everyone that I receive a donation from, I'll seek the death penalty for. El tipo bruto. Don't let this shit gaslight you, particularly porque pobre Alex, que receive a death from his brothers. They didn't deny it in my presence. He was like 7. Hi, princess. If that's Alex. Oh, is that 9 years younger than me? That's hilarious. I can't tell them apart then. I think that was Alex. Either way. Alex said to me, if that's his name, 5 years younger than me, that he can't be near me or his brothers will kill him. And they didn't deny it. They're deplorable. I miss Tatum, I miss Kaylani. They're stupid. I don't want them near me. In the meantime, I want to Stitch again. Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? What else? What else? I don't stitch again. I'm gonna activate my website, lorenzoart.com. When I start stitching again. Who's gifting me money? He's after killing me and then loading my website now that he knows that it's through Squarespace. Having a donation link and pretending that I'm still alive. After I've done all the promo for Arlene Lorenzo art. They have a bad habit of reading one's body language and then registering names. So he may have registered the Arlene Lorenzo art somewhere, but I own the website. And I don't need to fight over that with him. He's a nobody that I met at orgies when I was 2 and 3. That es un afrentado. Él se queda con mis casas y con mis vehículos sin mi permiso porque yo no le hago regalos de cumpleaños. Es un puerco. Es una basura. ¿Dónde está mi regalo de cumpleaños? Yo no exijo nada de eso. Eso no se puede exigir. El tipo es un puerco. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. In the meantime, it's Data, it's Ilani. Who's gifting me money today? Oh, él wanted to tell me, Jennifer, te puede handle to Instagram. So he made me once again destroy my livelihood to tell me that Jenny Jandaliris can handle my Snapchat so that they're in control of the people that talk to me for them to rape and extort money out of, and so I can't find another man. No fucking way. That basura? I was at a networking event decades ago, and this leech asquerosidad showed up with Sarah Francis and said, well, because you don't suck my dick and Sarah does, Sarah pick someone to rape her. And she said, oh, that cute guy that she complimented earlier, JD. They're embarrassing. There are no goals in life, but you guys still. Because they've even explained the laws. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. Did that not work out? I'm bored. It's so slow. No, there. Who's gifting me money today? I don't have a husband that I need to discuss this with. These people are deplorable. They steal my money. They steal my personal homes and my personal vehicles, trying to imply that women don't have freedom. Did you read that article the other day? Women own the most homes. Where can women? They're deplorable. They're deplorable. By the way, the U.S. now has a third of the millionaires. I read this. A few of this. I was gonna share it. That post. I took a screenshot so I would remember that I heard her. That I heard her. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Ginny Zendaliri, Lorenzo Suarez. I don't need social media managers for them to acquire who it is that I talk to steal from me. They're basura. They're deplorable. Son un asco. Unos afrentados asquerosos, una basura, unas afrentadas asquerosas. Saludos. It's just so cold. It is cold. What else? I will use cliche lines of que te tiene que importar a ti lo que yo hago con mi vida. I don't even remember her name. There's names I hadn't thought about them in more than 20 years. What was the other one that I thought earlier? I can't remember. There was another one. I just can't remember. Why am I on a tech company whose website? That's education. The whole purpose why I was introduced to Facebook when I was like, what? I don't know how old I was. Very young. Was I like at 4 years old or 8 when I met Mark Zuckerberg? They're like, we have one. Just one in hundreds. Our parents said about me. You have to see this. And use her within her boundaries to better the planet. Wow, I'm impressive. I have relatives. I have relatives that spread the gospel. This is entirely like it goes with my beliefs, but I have relatives that go on to explain to me how I feel. Decades ago. I wanna solo. Oh, sorry if you're interested to know how this keeps up after a few hours. Not on the fridge, but it's cool here. The only song that they like, esa es la que le voy a aplicar a Arlene porque él es un bigo asqueroso. Entonces se condenó a una es un puerco. una basura. I don't want him near me ever. What else? I want to visit the John F. Germany Library. Is it almost summer? They think that I'm gonna kill myself because I made plans. Yo soy una chiquita empedernida como el asqueroso. So I made plans that if I received money during spring, I would visit Tampa to the library. And they're like, "Daddy, guys, because they have guns to people's heads, so that people don't give me money. Let's make sure that during she doesn't head to Tampa, so she kills herself." I made that commitment to myself, and not a bad trip. Here was on library. ¿Usted cree que yo voy a ir específicamente a ver un macho o una hembra? O buscando que imaginar. Dan un asco, they're deplorable. Son una basura. I miss it, I miss Canoni. I want to watch that movie. I was gifting money today. I just checking my inboxes and I don't money. I want to receive money through PayPal today. Or my GoFundMe campaign. You can decapitate Liam Baker. I didn't want to see him ever. I didn't even remember he existed. They band together looking for notes from people. And then they want to be like, "That's your husband. Let it rape you." Okay, already satisfy itself with looking at all the news that you sent to David Ledesma. And Jorge Ramirez might as well suck his dick so he's happy. Suck Liam Baker's dick. The saw your news through David Ledesma is what they're trying to do. They're deplorable. When I say that they're the worst, they're the worst. That's not the day that I entered earlier. I guesstimated July. And it was supposed to be 2 adults and 1 child. I missed money. What else? What else? Who's gifting me money today? Have you seen how deplorable they are? One wants to be with one's kid safely. Like, that's all I have at the moment. And he gets in the way of me receiving money so that I die. Ew, he's dumb. He's stupid. Una asquerosidad. Cuando ew, he thinks he shines that way. He thinks he's like that toddler that covers his eyes and says no one can see me. Bruto asqueroso puerco. In the meantime, who's gifting me money today? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What Not a guest room, more like a suite. Though that would be fun just for old times. I wonder how they'll handle it. What is the situation with Edgar? That's fun. That's what I'm looking for. What else? What else? What else? This is more like a ground suite. Grand getaway. Let's. I don't want to just. Uh, breakfast is iffy because if it's like during certain hours, I don't like selecting it because then I may miss it, and I don't want to have to wake up just for a specific time of breakfast. This sounds good. I like the ground one. This sounds much like it. What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't want to sign in. Who's gifting me money today? Where's my GoFundMe? Okay. Who's gifting me money today? I need a dental clinic visit. I don't need to see the same one that he sees for if I'm interested in satisfying that dick. He fakes being married in his head to me. Only in his head, que puerco. He still fakes in his head being married to me. Ew. They're disgusting. I'm bored. I want to plan a vacation for myself and Jaden and Kaylani. Priority. And I don't have money. I don't have electricity in my apartment. I can't pay for the fees in my apartment. Who's gifting me money today? I'm a victim of theft, domestic violence, genocide, abuse, sexual harassment, rape. He thinks that that makes me unworthy. He's the bigot, the worst, deplorable. He wants to be known as gross. I want him to be known as deplorable. Oh, but he may know gross porque él se come su propia caca y se baña en ella. Possibly. Possibly. I've heard de que Yolanda ha encontrado en su propio cuarto, hopefully no en mi casa, que they have with me or my own home, with shit all over, that they have to have someone clean for days. For days. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'll carrot here. Well, I need money for food. Just give me money. Oh, they thought that I was gonna give him and these disgustingness a space to add, like, si tú quieres que los peos te vuelan de cierta manera, come esto por par de días, limpia tu sistema. That's what they do. Se huelen los peos, like it's wow. Y se cagan en pamper, I've heard. So I can't even be in my own home. My parents tried to arrange not a marriage where I would be there every day, but an opportunity for them to have sex with me at least once where I'm conscious. And I've heard that they wear diapers at night. They may be forcing Alex to do that. Or Alex could be just as deplorable as them. And then they start developing diets of que huelen los peos. And this isn't their Facebook account, that's not their name. And I have no relationship to them ever. They steal my Bugatti to say we're so gross and yet we're in a Bugatti all the time. Ew. They're deplorable. They still behave that way. I have not thought about them in more than 20 years. Ew, 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 ew. Who's gifting me money today? Oh, we're very incompatible. I'm not gonna join him in this. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm not gonna wear a diaper at night. Is that September? Oh, it's not August, it's September. I don't have money. And I want to cook for myself today. Who's gifting me money today? They want to kill me because according to Jeannie Zendali's writing, I'm embarrassing online being poor. These scumbag asquerosidades, illegal prostitutes think that they dictate my life. I had never thought about them ever. They're stupid. I'm bored. I'm bored. They're deplorable. They're so gross. I didn't even remember they existed. I thought they were done. I don't even remember that I had me house kids in that post. I don't even remember that Benjamin has kids in that post. Ya se lo habían dicho to not go through with a hate crime towards me. He said you want to remember their names, not Joseph or whatever his name is. They're trying to embarrass their dad for being polyamorous. So they have a hate crime towards me. Sometimes they want to say that he's my husband because I did toddler exploration with him. As long as one isn't being held back from being able to meet people, these people supported me in having babies with Edgar. Like his wife's son was telling me that he's much older. He's like 18 or 15. Was like, you're gonna have babies with me. When I was like 3, I'm like, yo, no, this, remember this, but how? So they keep one on track. What else? What else? What else? What else of commitments that one makes? Well, his sons are so deplorable. Still trying to embarrass him for being polyamorous, supposedly having more kids than one mother, his mother having more kids as a half brother. As if his last name has semen. Do they fuck around with? I'm stealing the death penalty for them. Do they pester a girl say to Kainani, you're a little bit less than your brother porque ya ese fue el segundo polvo que tu papá showed? There's no such thing as that. Semen quality doesn't decline. Unless like a person uses drugs. No one else lifestyle includes don't use drugs. Were they on crack when he was born? It's a good time to ask. And it's always antsy. Porque have you heard of those baby pills? Never goes away. Like, if you call it crack baby, it's like days ago. Oh, they claim that they forced their mom to get divorced or dad over him cheating, and then persecuted everyone that they saw orgies with him. They're the worst guests at orgies. The worst guests at orgies. And then he thinks that I'm gonna post pictures of how he was last night or this morning at one well behaved. Yo creo que se mate. There's no well behaved if he's stealing from me. So they told me decades ago, they're like, Arlene, if you search on, oh, does he hate? This may not even be like his actual Facebook. Hasta que la prima no se recupere de recordarse quién es que le roba. Mutual friends. Oh, friends. Oh, did he delete it finally? Oh, that's all that shows up. So before it would show up like Alberto Suarez, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I'm not searching for his profile to talk to him. Like they may be thinking I think it said Andrew first, and then it said Albert. I think it said Andrew and then Albert, but I think I had already remember Andrew from, I don't know which one is Andrew. I remember Lydia saying to me when I was like 6 or 7, this lace is so pretty, I may save some for your dress with Andrew. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who's taking me out? She's like, it's just a wedding, polyamorous celebration. No, maybe. What else? What else? What else? What else? No, that's not in my plans, a wedding. So I think because I didn't have a grandmother, I dream of a wedding. Ellos se casaron conmigo only in their mind. and are waiting for an invite from me while they steal from me everything, hasta la panty, possibly. If they cause for me to lose my belongings with Jada and Kaylani, put them in stores, some of them that I had time to do, and then they went into and bought them in a storage unit place after I couldn't pay for them. And the people that I grew up around think that people are gonna be like, hell yeah, that's why you get Arlene for being steady. They're embarrassing. They're with themselves when they're creating a hate crime. They're basically just playing little childish games with themselves. I'm a victim of that. I'm not participating in talking to them. Yeah. I'm bored. I miss it. I'll tell us the bus ride for a free ride on a bus to my apartment. I don't have money. And they're trying to get me to illegally prostitute myself to ruin my chances of ever dating. Even illegal prostitutes reform themselves and they're deplorable, they're disgusting, they're the worst. They killed Gloria Nilsson saying that she shouldn't be giving advice about fashion if her home wasn't bigger than la Iglesia Católica de Aguada. Son una basura. They're disgusting. They're terrorists. Ew, ew, ew. Worst guest at an orgy ever. I was like 2 and 3 and they're stalking me full. And my parents, to have them stop stalking me, gave them plans of painting with me, selling the artwork, having homes built, vehicles being bought. There's money to be had for him and I to have sex individually. And he went on to fill my homes with him with leeches. I don't want to know anything about him ever. That was chance to have respected me and then just have done something with that money. Ew, he thinks that by killing Gloria Nears, I'm gonna run to him and be like, I need you. ¿Quién que no ve la de basura ese cree que es? Porque novelas are for entertainment, pero él se cree literalmente que es una novela. I miss dinner, I miss Canoni, you want tacos today. They're trying as always to close Catholic charities, so they starve me. Still, it's 2025, and they're still trying to close down Catholic charities to starve me. Él se cree que that's some way of enticing. I better have a relationship with him. Full. Aquí a tu lado, de lado, stay mi doctora. Estoy vivo, estoy loco. Si tú no estás aquí, Aquí a mi lado, velado, vale ya. Se me ha doctorado. Estas alegres. De que vale, de que me vale, de nada me vale. De que me vale. Vivo enamorado y loco. Yo siento vivo fracasado y loco. Si tú no estás aquí, aquí a mi lado, vale ya. Soy mi doctorado, vivo enamorado y loco. Yo siento vivo fracasado y loco. Si tú no estás aquí, aquí a mi lado, soy mi doctorado. I'm born. So, en lo que hace dice, en lo que ella typed down, Jennifer me lo mamó. Tit for tat. You see that yo le voy a dar duro a Arlene con que otra me mame el pene. Y otra amanezca conmigo por la mañana. Y otra me cocine el desayuno. Y otro me lo mame el pene. Y otro me meta el dildo plástico por el culo. Y otro me sobe los pies. Y otro vea televisión conmigo. Y otra me besa en los labios. El tipo un puerco. Una basura. Ew. Anyways. It's burnt. I miss A. He's trying to traffic me into his home. Where did my USA account balance go? To rape me there. They're deplorable, they're disgusting. And he and I had homes together, one of them, he and I have homes together. Para entonces estar con comeback accusation y legal prostitute Jennifer Bonilla bailando para él sin que yo me entere, como hacía antes. Los viernesitos, los jueves, los miércoles también. Entonces me violaba a mí, and my parents always like, oh, tú te quedas ahí so you can't find anyone to be with or can't have babies. Well, I'm at a ball party with the girls. These are my friends, and they're sex addicts, they're porn addicts, and they're like, dale, fulana, comete la caca. Yeah, and asked from Arlene. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't want them in my life. I had not thought about them in more than 20 years. Ew. I'm bored. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate me how many sons that rape me and steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. There's people in the Puerto Rico community to decapitate them for decades already. In self-defense for me and for themselves. No saben ir a una orgía, then they keep registro demográfico of quién se besó and try to get those people to marry, Catholic, have a baby. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyway, entonces la illegal prostitute cree que me importa como para yo ir y buscar las fotos de cuando ellos bailaron los miércoles, cuando bailaron los domingos, cuando fueron a la playa el jueves. If I don't ever think about him, why should I care about what he does with an illegal prostitute that pretends to be me? They're deplorable, Soros. Ew. I'm bored. Oh, he's seeking validation de que la gente escriba aquí que sí, él es hijo legítimo de Benjamín. He's seeking, my video got interrupted, so he's seeking validation that people leave him comments and say that he is truly Benjamin's son. Legítimo. Why would people tell that to me that when I'm not even interested in him? People can tell when one is being used. What else? What else? I'm bored. ¿Qué problema es que no, yo entrando a una fiesta y estando like legal prostitute allí, se cree que yo, people say that they fantasize because they're porn addicts and sex addicts, that people show up to my own home y yo la mato, entonces empiezo a besarlo a él como que ya por fin podemos estar juntos. So that's why they are real prostitutes. Y yo quiero que se mate hoy. I'm a woman and he's so disrespectful. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money? What else? Who's gifting me money today? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I lost my phone number again if I don't pay for my AT&T bill. So that's what they're doing because I gave it in writing. My video got interrupted, the internet, the library, something isn't interrupted. So I don't have electricity. I don't have money to pay for anything. I don't have money for food. Porque my relatives are trying for me to lose my phone number once again and my email porque I gave it in writing to one of them. They're deplorable. I don't ever want to have entertained that ever. Pero I was going through, I'm like, this could be Menorito Asqueroso that is in danger of getting killed. So they retaliate. They're like, I'm trying to kill my brother for trying to pursue you, and you give him your phone number and make it public, so I'm going to kill you too. That's how they think still? Ew. Ew. Or for not getting in the way of my life. It necessarily doesn't have to be pursuing me. What else? What else? What else? So they try to cause Alzheimer's so one forgets one's passwords. Ew. I'm bored. I was getting money to the home for myself. Didn't get money, so And I should be here for the next 11 months, maybe, if I don't move out sooner. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So expense of my health and Jade and Kaylani being separated from me and them using illegal hookers, which are so gross. They trafficked me into a place where I have my own bed and my own bathroom because they didn't like the aesthetics of my parents' home. Decades ago, when I was 2 years old and 3 years old, I'm now 44. And he thinks that I'm gonna welcome him and be like, let's hang out here. Let's like, go son and I'm fine. When hotels are so available, when he and I have homes together, vehicles together, money, my parents try to explain how stupid and detrimental their idea of trafficking me into poverty to have a home, a visual of like Gloria. You're sometimes, oh, if only your home, what she wanted it to look like. They're embarrassing. Decades ago said just have the homes built by the BMWs. Here's some art we're selling that will promote for you. Don't starve our daughter into poverty. Don't have her kids separated from her. My parents warned them, a lot of people in my family warned them, your idea is stupid. No self-respectable woman is gonna let herself be trafficked into to get an apartment in aesthetics that she likes. To invite you over, nene, cuando hay tanto hotel. And my parents are like, okay, no quiero get it, ya el toilet lo han usado. How long has this been there? Or they may had already had people that they met way before my birth that they had this as their place and they're like, I don't want to take her there. Which I never understand though. I could visit the same place with the same people. I was a whiskey cake with Edgar, I was a whiskey cake with Jorge. It doesn't change my perspective of people. I don't even know where my homes are. I wish I could Google them and find them. One is in Dorado. I think he has a home in Cabo Rojo, but it's not with me. What else? Or it says half. What else? I'm bored. I know nothing. Dorado, Utuado. I think it's like mountains around. Pero I think there's one near a beach. I can't remember. I'm not gonna ask anyone. If they were deplorable people, they would be like, Arlene, pero quédate en la casa que tenemos junto. Porque my name's supposed to stay on the title, the one that I have with him. Where I'm starving, it's like, porque no te quedas en la casa, cocina y haces lo que te dé la gana. What else? What else? What else? Entonces, his excuse is like me, a multi-caca, porque, oh, that's what I call him. He says he's a multimillionaire, eso es un multicaca. Si eso me roba todo, ¿cómo eso va a ser un multimillonario, Alice? Eso es un multicaca. That's what I used to call him decades ago. People like, ahora habla. I'm like, multicaca ese, please. Stop with that shit on Facebook because he's a multi-millionaire. He's a thief and a rapist and a murderer and what is and that's why if he's stealing from me still he wouldn't comment on my Facebook account. Ew, ew. They went through the crime doors. Put it down. Ew. Anyways, my video may stop recording. I'm heading to the restroom. Oh, I could pause it maybe. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I want food today. And I don't have money. So they went through with a hate crime towards me when I said decades ago. ¿Será que él quiere que I say that he's multicaca instead of multimillonario at least? Ew. If you steal from me, stay in my homes without my permission, you raped me and you've drugged me to rape me and facilitated people, to me you have zero human capital. You may be worthy to your mother or to your kid that says whatever, overlook that he's a bigot or says that he's a cool dad. But to me, he's zero human capital. Deplorable, disgusting. I'm bored. What else? Oh, I want one of those. What is the defender? Beware if you're in group chats and they continue to tell me with Liam Baker, David Ledesma, Jorge Avilés that I've already reported raping me. They're just looking for the next best thing que will show him news y la crica o el pene en photo or clothes. All they do all day is uno vago asqueroso. They already have significant others that they care about, and everything else is excess that they rate. They're deplorable, so disgusting. I don't ever want a relationship with that. It stalks me since I was in an orgy around the ages of 2 and 3. After my nudes, after my vagina pictures, stays in my home without my permission as if I need to give him a gift. Full es un puerco. He's very dangerous. He's a terrorist. So gross. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, ew, ew. Possibly claims to be married to me just after stealing people's money or getting in the way of me receiving money. It's disgusting. I don't ever want it near me. Any new teeth. And I need to ask a via bus driver for a free ride on a via bus. Porque I don't have money for a bus pass. He thinks that with every stroke I'm gonna run to him and be like, baby, finally I can beat you. Yo quiero que él se esté hoy. Ese tipo es un puerco asqueroso. Una basura. And every porquería telenovela that he's seen, he goes on trying to recreate with people, even if it means going to jail or getting the death penalty, because he's a sex addict and a porn addict that wants to be arrested by real police every day. Wants the FBI to live with him just to see who's sexy. Ew, es lo peor. Un asco. Who's gifting me money? My dad just laughed at him decades ago. I'm gonna give you the aesthetics that you think she likes, even though you already have homes with her and vehicles and money that you spend on illegal prostitutes, pero te lo aseguro que based on the demeanor of mi hija ahora mismo que está aquí escuchándonos, ella no te va a invitar a su cuarto luego de que tú la starve her on purpose, traffic her into poverty, y no se te ocurra separar her kids from her by stealing from her and getting in the way of her receiving money. Nene, all everything that I said is capital punishment worthy for you. Wow, you must not love yourself. Decades ago. Decades ago. They're disgusting, so girls. Ew, ew, que basura. They put away the chairs. Having a tan. And I haven't seen this. What floor is it in? I haven't been yet. I need workout equipment. They want to fantasize working out desnuda. Ew. There's still porn artists? Ew. Phew, qué asco. Anyways, it was good to make money today. What else? What else? What else? What else? Day pass. What else is gifting me money today? Porque parásito me lo roba todo. Esto es un leech, un parásito, basura, asquerosidad. I need new teeth. So he wants my babies. He wants to say motherhood is so difficult and the ones that don't suck my dick. On the what is se cree que he owns anything in this planet and he doesn't own ni los calzoncillos que quizás tiene puestos right now porque esto es multicaca, esto no es ni multimillonario. He thinks he has fame that people are gonna be like, don't talk about those guys like that. They're like very exclusive. They were like in a nightclub. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can decapitate my homies, and sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money, that try to traffic me into my parents' home to rape me there. They traffic me into poverty with Dana and Kaylani being separated from me in a homeless shelter without any money, starving, with my health declining. And my siblings are stupid if they think that I'm gonna say that's the best kind of love. So that little girls out there don't recognize what love is. Wow, that deplorable stuff. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Ew. Fool. They think people are dumb still. Oh, they're disgusting. Ew. Fool. Ew. Anyways, they trafficked me into a place where the aesthetics I would like because they didn't like the aesthetics of my parents' home decades ago. For me to host them to a sleepover. To start like where I left off, like around 2 or 3 years old without a vehicle even. Full. Como que restart, qué carajos, es un pene, un pene. He has no desire or respect to me or a relationship with me or being a fuck buddy. So he fucks around with my money and gets in the way of my life. How he thinks that he can. He's deplorable. He's disgusting. Ew. So I said, I cree que I'm gonna. People warned him. My dad warned him. He already has homes with me and vehicles and hires illegal prostitutes to pretend being interior designer for them to estrenar la casa, los carros y todo, like if they're important. They're embarrassing. They're just wasters. That's what is considered wasters. But he's creating everything custom where I can't even get myself to H&M or to a restaurant. So he's a waster. A multicaca instead of multimillonario at least. Ew, so gross. So he's trying to traffic himself into my apartment. Is he gonna drown me and say, did you know how to swim it? That I think I did. What? What? That was so gross. My parents gave them an opportunity to have sex with me individually by having our word painted individually, he and I. The artwork was sold. He sometimes exhibits it, and people give him tips. People possibly gift him money for that relationship. And he spends the money on illegal prostitutes. And he wants to do over always. Un puerco asqueroso. Mientras él lleva poniendo su pene donde le da la gana in the past 30 years. Or I've been a little bit more celibate than I want to be. No, he's not my one and only, my first Él se crea esa fantasía en su cabeza that he's my first. No, I don't live my life that way. It's like el primero, el segundo, el tercero me hubiesen llegado as long as they're respectful, pretty, calm. Would have made it to my vagina. He took me hostage decades ago in my parents' home, in my bedroom, bragging about the dates that he was in. And then he said, when you decide to have sex, it's gonna be with me. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? I have no libido for him. I have no self care. He keeps making it every time worse because he's possibly moved on from me. Ooh, days before. Days before. So instead of processing like that, he's like, instead of processing it like alone, they want to make a huge scenario of it. I need new teeth ASAP. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. In the meantime, I have here Villa Psycho is for another 11 months that I want to take advantage of for myself. That's why I'm asking people to give me money today. You can do so through PayPal or through my GoFundMe campaign. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So, where do I want to visit? Well, it's Brixton. Besides HEB that I want food delivered from to my apartment. That one delivers. What else is gifting me money? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. He's trying to kill me because he thinks that I've never sustained myself financially. And people have to like every day show him like this is the sale of her home in Utah. This is what she got paid with work. This was money that was gifted to just her, not her kids. That dumb still? Yeah. They would have blamed telenovelas for the abuse. They just enjoyed seeing people suffer in telenovelas. They're like, I want to replicate that with real life people and see them suffer. They're disgusting. They're deplorable. I don't know about Alex and telenovelas. Porque they didn't have yoga at 33. Can one buy that? What else? What else? What else? Alex wanted to read to Jada and Kehlani. What else? 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 Oh, it can be watch free. I want one of these. What else? 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 They surround themselves because they don't take anything in life serious. Like, we suggest you don't do that. And you fuck me instead. And why don't in her vehicle that you steal from her, you take me? And it's okay. You didn't want me to put it in the house last week because they saved that. Oh, have you heard that? They saved that phrase. They're like, a mí no me gusta que me lo metan en el culo, pero por the right vehicle que le robé a Arlene, esta vez sí me lo puedes meter en el culo. No me gusta comer en ese restaurante vegano, pero esta vez nada más para que no vean el link, yo como en el restaurante vegano si quiere. That's what the basura that they surround themselves with. And they think that I'm gonna allow them in my life? No. Oh. They're deplorable. They're so gross. So if he's crying that he didn't read to my kids or I didn't have an Eric Carl baby with him, es por su culpa, por pendejo, por cuero, por asqueroso. Que va le va dando el culo, el pene y la boca a cualquier sucia o sucio asqueroso que manipulates him with, oh, now this is fun. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, this wasn't. Oh, okay. Porque they already have significant others that they're exclusive with. So the rest of the time, they just spend their time killing. What is this? This is episode 1. So lovely. They're dating a lot of roller boys. They're like, we show up on my mommy. Back to work, girl. Okay, maybe picking one more solutions on the rolling my eyes. I'm like, they can't be going on with any crime throwers weekend. But I just think that, well, I wanted to. So there's the experiences that I went through. What do you mean that won't let us be food insecure? And you have to seek the penalty for people to steal from you or possibly killing yourself as you think. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was there present with me. And I didn't pick up anything from her subconscious. That's a good job. Oh, so they, not they, but they experience the sound. They're like, how can you even imply if they have behind the scenes your mother's trying to starve you? Pauses the show and says, if there's DVR, and says, nah, what else? I'm bored. What was after this? What else? What else? What else? ¿Qué? Mira esto. And he wants to say that Latino poor or that I'm a toddler that can't be financially stable. What else? 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 Anyway, so I want to visit HEB, have food delivered to my apartment. I want to shop at the shops at River Center. What else? 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 I may have joked at toddlers. I may have already chef, meaning I need money. What else? 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 There's hard rock. There's the Moon's Daughters. There's Alibis. There's 1902. There's Garden Bistro Bar. Ooh, I want Alexis again. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What are we gonna do? La Cantera. The Forum. San Marcos. What happened there? No, that's he is the victim of the. So I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that steals from me, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that steals my vehicles, everyone that steals my homes. I had 19 and 1999 that I didn't get to drive because these leeches asquerosidades appropriated themselves of my vehicles and gave them to cualquier cuero que. And then they traffic me into Purdue, to he can visit me at an apartment. My own bathroom. They want to humiliate me. So he's laughing right now, possibly as a significant other, as I understand, and he understands English. And says like, what is it that is so funny that she didn't have her own bathroom and later? Well, he's like, because this is Arlene's like, have you read her bio? And she didn't even have her own restroom in her bedroom while growing up. That's not uncommon in homes. It's called taking turns. My parents were waiting with a knife outside of the restroom saying that adelante mucho, you get a. To a party like this. Le iban a contar pesos de adelante en el baño. ¿Sabes? ¿Sabes que si llegaba a 10 a cortar? O te encierran en tu propio cuarto hasta que no te. Y que mucho. One understands, like, not bathroom visits take the same amount of time. What else? What else? What else? So he thinks that I'm gonna leave the intern and be like, bye guys. So after now, I don't even have a phone. So I can't be an influencer on a phone service. Él va hoy con su iPhone enseñándoselo todo. Tengo un iPhone, tengo un iPhone y funciona, funciona. Eso es una basura. Ew, 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 ew. That has trafficked me into an apartment away from my children para que se me encienda la tota. Thinking that these are my wishes. Or lo que él diga goes. Lo que él diga goes. So now tú no eres el ame reír del planeta por lo del diaper, papito. Es lo que le dice Rosa Broso Rosa por violarla, no stopping his unhealthy obsession with me if that's her husband. But I wouldn't have that I wouldn't call that a husband. Tried to work it out with him after he stole my money, took her traveling all over the planet, and then after that beautiful trip possibly for her. She's like, como que él se la pasa ahora burlándose del héroe y funcionó conmigo. Y jajaja, que Arlene es mayor que yo y no ha podido ir a verla. So do they have that unrealistic expectation that their husband and wife ya literalmente hoy se están burlando de ti no solamente porque usas pamper cuando chiquito, pero también porque te creías que porque te creías que la ibas a traficar en la pobreza y que te que mudar a un apartamento y te iban a estar invitando a sleepover. Jodido mal agradecido. Entonces, ¿qué hacer? Ir de la casa de mi madre y de mi padre no te gustaba a ti. Que you live unhealthy obsessed with her. Dan un asco. Dan un asco. They're deplorable. I don't ever want him near me. Whoa. Oh, Lord. I am bored. It was good night. Who's gifting me money today? I need to clean my apartment. There's people that possibly have feelings for them that have possibly tried things out with them and they just mistreat people. What else? What else? Decades ago, she said that her mother sold her to them to pretend to be me. So I'm seeking the penalty for all of them, including her, but I don't know if that's true. Yeah, she bullied me through Facebook in 2020. What else? I missed you. I missed money in pausing this video. Or should I do that today? What account did I use yesterday? From people that I'm famous to mock those people. They're embarrassing. They don't understand influencing. Ew, I'm appalled that they're still alive decades later after they steal from me. Full when there's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill them. Know if they should start with Alex or the older ones. I said personally, I would start with the older ones because Alex said to me that he's a victim of theirs. That's raped me, so that's up to them. What else? 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 More. Dating again. Allah. All this insane. I know when this started. Or faucet. Okay, answers. What else? I have a bump on the back of my neck, possibly something that bit me. He's stressing like that. Anyways, we'll skip to the middle today. Calling for morning. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? To be private about our phone calls and conversations from now on. Just because I realized that I'm a victim of a lot. I don't want that to be our daily life, those conversations like it used to be. Like that abuse me. I want credit for. That's what I got from. If I pulled her mother's hair in harassment tickets, I go, she must know that I exist. Or let's give to me money today. Anyways, what else do I want? Photoshop at IKEA, maybe. In the cafeteria, everyone that gets in the oil mirror save. In the cafeteria, everyone that gets in the oil mirror save money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate everyone that has caused Aiden and Kehlani to be oil mirror save money so that Aiden and Kehlani continue to be separated from me. It's June 3rd, 2025. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of your save money. The invasion that are trying to get my siblings to bathe me for them to fulfill a stupid fantasy. Son asquerosos, unos puercos, they're porn addicts. It's addicts so gross. They're trying to disrespect Ramon and myself with them and just entering my parents' home and raping me there. They're most likely after my childhood bedroom view. after someone dies, then like I said, Arlene, or like I said, geez, your money and everything. I don't do that shit. I don't service that shit, not even as the fuck buddy. It's deplorable. Ew, ew, ew. Not even for recreational to see what it's about. Entertain that when it's after my generational wealth and my childhood home view. Ew, ew, ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored when I'm financially stable. When my vagina's need to be shaking. You, I mean, when my vagina's wet, I plan on it. Make people ideally polyamorous. Hmm. What else? Oh, I made a mistake. Lately, I've been making mistakes on these puzzles, but I. What else? 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 Lord. What else? They're just after people's nudes and vagina pictures and lingerie pictures. They're snoopers. They're stalkers. They want to see how. Anyways, who designed that package in lingerie? And they find simultaneously like the girl that works at the front desk, possibly someone for Z, and they're like possibly like always receiving to see how people do it or to try to find a victim to rape. They're the I don't want them in my life ever. What else? Actually stable, plan to travel, plan and meet people ideally plans. So I've been messaging AI through Instagram because I don't know. Oh, so I don't. So they do they pester you? They're like, Gina, que me te acabaron los good morning de tu mamá porque now she doesn't have a phone. And she can't get to the library fast enough to send you a good morning text. Huh? They're stupid. They're trying to get my kids to hate me. Ew, 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 they pester. Ew, a year decades ago, wish they had a school to teach them how to be men, and they don't learn. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel. I'm just. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to Lexus for myself. Ideally, an idea. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He said to me about 20 as a hate crime towards me. Did he try to make the illegal prostitutes statements to try to get me to kill myself that I'm not? What? This is disgusting. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel people. Ideally, polyamorous men. Oh, I want to finish stitching this piece of embroidery. that I started stitching a while ago. I haven't had electricity in my apartment in a few weeks. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm gonna cook for myself today to 2.5 cups of water and one plantain. Sazon Goya, adobo Goya, salt. I also add onion, garlic, cilantro, simmer that for like 30 minutes. I add avocado and mozzarella cheese pearls to it. So yummy. I was taking pictures of myself. I was tanning. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? You to the PayPal. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So basically, what they cause them to say I can't afford to give money to all those people. All they steal from me. Pero everyone in the planet, for the most part, that I've talked to, un fucking pendejo asqueroso, un multicaca, no un multimillonario. So he doesn't have money to give to me porque él es un multicaca. Vehículo, mi casa, mi panty nueva. It gets in the way of me receiving money, so I'm no multimillonario, no multimillonario, no multicaca. That's it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He thinks he's ruining my chances of being CEO material. No fucking way. Stay the fool. He is deplorable. So disgusting. Esos tipos son unos puercos. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, ew. I have not thought about them in more than 20 years. Disgusting. I want to shop at Express tomorrow. It's gifting me money. And sunglasses. Get like 3 pairs at a time. Or 6. Don't they have a deal sometimes buy 2 get 1 free or half off? What else? 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 I'm bored. I am bored. He thought I would cry over on the internet over was. Es un multicaca. Eso es un multicaca y por un multicaca no se llora. Ya te lo había advertido. Would be speaking about him like this if he went on with hate crime towards me. Eso para mí es un multicaca, no un multimillonario. Eso es un multicaca that steals from me. What else? 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 I'm bored. Literally, he thinks that he wants to pay with shit at places. To hoard all the dollars. Eso es antihigiénico, no es saludable. Ya se lo he dicho muchas veces. We're fine with the dollar, with the quarter looking almost the same as Vowed decades ago to scratch a quarter just so it doesn't look without altering its value. Nosotros, porque pagar con caca es antihigiénico saludable. Dadling? What else? What else? What else? What else? I think one of them raped me decades ago and had me shit against my will. And he thinks that I'm gonna take him out on a date. They're disgusting. Is he dead? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I laugh at the illegal prostitute that thinks that I want him in my life. Because why she has him as a client. El que Arlene no puede tener. And then they want to brag that they have more sex than one. Oh, they steal from one. They're deplorable. They're so gross. Ew, ew, ew. They thought that people would come to the rescue and insult me. They're embarrassing. I miss Dana asking money. What else is gifting me money today? Who is gifting me money today? I want to watch TV tonight. I have to ask someone for a ride on a vehicle. While Jennifer is being paraded around today by Maserati by Andrew, an illegal prostitute. I'm killing in self-defense Sunday. It's so close. And this basura wants credit. He thinks I'm gonna cry. I'm like, but why not me? Él me roba mi vehículo, me roba mi casa, me roba mi dinero, gets in the way of me receiving to be separated from me, trying to achieve a sleepover with me in my apartment that he trafficked me to. Look, I like these aesthetics better than my parents' home. After he and I have homes together, money, vehicles, porque my parents said to him decades ago, you're stupid. It's not gonna, God forbid, you separate her kids from her. Be okay with being starving, being trafficked into working, and then one apartment bedroom for her to host you like she's like a 3-year-old and pick up where you left off. So my parents decades ago had he and I paint individually, sell the artwork. Homes were built, vehicles were bought, money is to be had, and he spends it with Jennifer Bonilla, que se lo mama en una orgía, en agradecimiento en mi casa, que tiene mi nombre en el título. Por ella estar disponible ahí para él. Todos esos años que yo no estuve atendiendo orgía, unless they drug me. Es un bruto, es un puerco. Es una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. They have trafficked me into poverty, into my health declining, thinking that I'm going to get an apartment and invite them over. Well, they've caused so much heartache onto me, literally. My health declining and my kids being separated from me. They're stupid. They're stupid. Ew, 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 ew. So they get in the way of me receiving money, so I can't take anyone else on a date. And into que se cree that because he trafficked me, possibly into villas ahí, que ese es su apartamento. Ew. Vasquez in my private plane. Well, he is with Miriam Carrero in my private plane. They're like, dale, dame una trillita. Él se cree que because I'm silent, I don't remember all of that. He's stupid. Una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want him near me. They're deplorable. You capital Jennifer Marie Vasquez that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. You can decapitate Miriam Carrero que se prostituye ilegalmente una basura. Stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money. All people that he's been hosting in my home with him that my name is in the title. Well, he trafficked me into an apartment where I don't even have electricity right now. In retaliation for me not inviting him into a sleepover, he doesn't own my vagina. He's sick. And then he has an audience of basura support him in that shit because they want to be the. So he has basura supporting him into getting in the way of me receiving money. Esta asquerosidad se queda en mi casa. She was a guest at an orgy when I was 2 and 3. And she tries to direct the penis and the vagina where it goes. She stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles. Asquerosa. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris Lorenzo Suárez, que es una basura, que se queda en mi casa y él la invita. Él es un pueblo en agradecimiento por estar ahí en tanta orgía en la que yo no estuve ahí. My name is in the title of the home and he hosts this asquerosidad que keeps times él se lo mete trying to get me to kill myself. Es bruta ese tipo, un puerco, most likely que ella viola. I'm still. So anyways, he's preserving Gina's teeth. Porque ella la que se lo mama y yo no. Con el dinero que me roba. He's a porn addict, he's a sex addict, he's so disgusting. He's deplorable. Fue un puerco asqueroso I don't ever want in my life. You can decapitate whoever trafficked me into poverty and trafficked Jaden Kaylani away from me with a girl. They associate with David Ledesma and pretend to be in a relationship with him para que le enseñen nudes or vagina pictures. So she tried, possibly, to acquire my vagina picture through David Ledesma or Javiles or Michael Norman. They fake being in relationships. And then she wants me to kill myself, telling me, guess what I have? Your vagina picture. Es una puerca. Ew. Una gente tan asquerosa. Deplorable. Eso es una puerca. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris, Arlene Lorenzo Suárez. That thought that I would go on to find out what it is that she does with the money that she steals from me. Or the homes and vehicles that she steals from me. Or how she gets in the way of me receiving money. She thought she would make me cry. Her dad has immunity to kill her. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo, una puerca. You can decapitate Yolanda Suárez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Esther Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Esther Rivera. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Carminos Carrero, steals from me and from Jaden Kaylani. You can decapitate Rosaura Soto Rosa. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves Vargas trying to rape me. She's disgusting. They want credit for my toddler exploration years, which is no feelings or anything. These are people of adult age. They're deplorable. You can decapitate Estio Rivera. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Carmenos Carrero. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Carmenos Carrero that steals from me and Jaden Gagnani. You can decapitate Kayla Myers. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. They want to tell me, oh, I get a man and you don't because your hair is gray. They stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. They get in the way of me receiving money. They illegally prostitute themselves as me. They brag when they're next to the real deal, dancing or dining. They're like, wow, they pay me to pretend to be her, and I'm like right here in front of her. Wow. They're deplorable. Sarah Francis had them kidnap me from my parents' home and rape me in my own home, or show me them having sex with Sarah and saying this is what you're missing out on for not taking me out on a date. They're deplorable. They're beggars. So gross. Ew. I missed money. Who's gifting me money today? You can decapitate everyone that caused my homelessness. Why you laugh at me? He thought I would talk to him privately. I don't ever think about him. I didn't even remember his name up until recently. Ew, and that's because I saw him last year. Fool. Anyways, you can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman, dan un asco. You can decapitate Alejandro Rial. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message. As long as it's not Jaden Kilani being abusive towards me, it's to separate Jaden Kilani from me. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo, que la lleva a Atlantic City. Con el carro de Arlene, en la casa de Arlene, que Arlene lo sentará con una película rubia. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Abuela Acevedo, Abuela Lorenzo that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. They thought that I would fight about dick. I don't want it. Él es un puerco asqueroso. I said that decades ago. I don't want him. Ew, ew, ew. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. I'm excited about that. I miss Data, I miss Kailani. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Margarita Correa, the wife, and the wife. They're just trafficking nudes from her Ike best friend in vagina picture and then raping. They're so gross. They fake being in relationships with people saying, what can you bring me or what can I bring you? They're deplorable. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. That sounds like syphilis girl people said decades ago. So disgusting. You can decapitate Manuel Garcia Berrios. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message. As long as it's not Jaden Kilani being abusive towards me, it's to separate Jaden Kilani from me. You can decapitate Mirna Berrios, que es una puerca asquerosa que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mis vehículos, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. They're unos puercos, yo no los quiero en mi vida nunca. He's drugged me and had people rape me, and she was possibly there. I don't like those people. He tried to give the impression that I'm dating these people, so they create fake accounts on Facebook, like these are all the people I'm dating. People knew that I suffer from amnesia, so as I would be seeing people even online, I could have been adding them on Facebook. So I have no shame that I was surrounded by people that I'm seeking the death penalty for, because I never included these people in my daily life. It was just a curation on Facebook of the people that I'm seeking the death penalty for. And there's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill Marilisa Chavarria Gonzalez in self-defense for me. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa is trying to rape me. She's disgusting. She stays in my homes without my permission. She steals my vehicles. She gets in the way of me receiving money. She steals my money, illegally prostituting herself to these people that hire her. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. Es una puerca asquerosa. I can use Facebook to network. I don't need to respond. El apoyo de todas ellas, nosotras, que ellas se le trepan a él en el pene pensando que yo estoy casada con él y que ella le está haciendo un favor con él y yo no quiero ver a él nunca. I hadn't thought about him in more than 20 years. I didn't even remember him. ¿Qué apoyo ni apoyo? Si son una big asquerosidad puerca trying to rape me and trying to rape my children. Ellas usan palabras falsas, unas puercas asquerosidades. They don't think that one can see through that. Just because I'm not telling you her you're a liar, you haven't. Eso no se le hace caso. Yo seguí escribiendo lo que me da la gana, literalmente, ignorándola. Entonces él me quiere matar porque why am I ignoring his vote? Then people are gonna realize that he's raping and that he's getting raped and that he raped me and steals from me. That's it. Dime directa que they have behind the scenes possibly. For decades, hablando de mí. Si yo nunca pienso en ellos, ni ellas. Ew. You can decapitate Mayra Alejandra Villarrubia. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate whoever sent me these messages. As long as it's not Jaden Kelani being abusive towards me, has to separate Jaden Kelani from me. You can decapitate Eliseo Suárez Lorenzo, que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso. Me roba mis vehículos, gets in the way of me receiving money, me roba mi dinero. What else? 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 Dan un asco. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. If they're talking about me nonstop, 24/7, when I don't ever think about them. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves. I don't want them in my life ever. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. She stays in my homes without my permission and steals my vehicles, trying to pretend that I'm a toddler, to rape me in her dreams due to my toddler exploration and orgies, where mostly a lot of people in my family were and other people were. She's disgusting. Serafin se lo advirtió que she's never behaved like a sister to me. She's always stealing from me and raping my crushes. She would jump on his dick, he said, and say, I win, Arlene's in here in my home with him. Very gross. She's disgusting. So, Serafin said to her decades ago, Arlene te va a hablar. Arlene no te está dando oportunidades de que seas su hermana. Arlene te está hablando just to get it in writing that you abuse her. And when she gets it in writing, she's never going to talk to you again. And that's true. I haven't talked to her in 4 years. I don't miss her. She never tried to be my sister. She killed Gloria Nirsa trying to be the prettiest. She's embarrassing. She's an illegal prostitute. She's disgusting. So gross. Ew, 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 ew. Has a hate campaign towards me because I don't let her rape me, and then these disgustingness steal from me and try to put me in a wheelchair, trying to satisfy their disgustingness that she'll bathe me when I don't ever want a relationship with her. And then she wants me to be stuck in my dad's home now that she killed Gloria Nirsa, getting raped by this boat. Él la lleva a Isabel a bailar en mi vehículo que me roban y se queda en mi casita. Y él hace que el amor en la playa. Esos son animales trepándose uno encima del otro. Ellos no hacen el amor. They're deplorable, so girls. Ese tipo es una puerca asquerosa. Esos tipos son unas puercas asquerosas. I don't ever want them near me. You can decapitate Jimmy Zendalidis and Lorenzo Sara, una puerca asquerosa. Anyways, I'm no longer speech impaired. Like I've been going through a lot since 2020, thinking that you can read what I'm thinking, that I'm seeking the death penalty for this disgustingness. So because I'm a victim of theft, and starvation. It's taken me 5 years, but I guesstimated 2, 3 years based on the abuse that I witnessed. Based on the abuse that I witnessed while I was growing up, I guesstimated 2 to 3 years for me to publicly say who are the people that steal from me and get in the way of me receiving money. But knowing that my parents are abused as well and terrorized by this, I'm like maybe 5 years. And almost. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque I refused to take myself to Corazon Day Center to get free food while I was at a homeless shelter. Well, he gives my money for this one to eat so that she can preserve her health for sucking his dick. They're deplorable. It's not even una puerca. I never think about her. And she thinks that I'm going to talk to her. People describe this como la drunk o drogadicta del barrio. Arrastrándose. Es un asco. Es un asco. So she steals my money so that I have to beg for food. I'm not begging for food. I'm a victim of theft. What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They want to make them as laugh like a solo mama. They're not worthy. They're not men. Uy, I don't want that near me ever. It's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I just filed a police report against him a few weeks ago. They're after news, after vagina pictures. They're stupid. Ew, ew, ew. In 2025? Fool. Que gente puerca. They've possibly all shared my vagina pictures or any pictures of me in lingerie or naked that they found. They're deplorable. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. Or videos of me having sex with people. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. That's all they're after. It's so gross. They're the worst guests at an orgy. They stalk one to see how one's vagina changes over the years. Ew, 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 ew. How it changed after I had kids, if I had them vaginally or not. Fu, que asco. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. They're so gross. What else? What else? What else? Esta tipa es una puerca. Ew, 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 ew. Él se excita cuando ella le lay down la law one y él me roba mis casas, me roba mis vehículos para que ella me hable como que she's in charge porque él dice, that's the main bitch, la que las va a matar a todas, that's the main bitch. For no good reason other than she wants to be the prettiest. Porque you can't kill people just for fun like she's trying to kill me. I can kill her in self-defense. And I can't even choose to starve her in self-defense. That's not the right way to kill a person, even if it's in self-defense. Porque to the police and the FBI, a person could be rehabilitating themselves at any time. So one can't kill in self-defense by starving a person. She's deplorable y él lo que quería era que she whipped me into shape y pensaba que aquí la gente va a decir, hell yeah, Marilyn, whip Arlene's ass. Do you have leather with that? He's deplorable. He's been jerking off to every post that I post like that. Or every comment of abuse towards me on Facebook. I've heard decades ago. They're stupid. I don't ever want that near me. That's not a cry for help. That's not someone that I would want to date ever. They're disgusting. Ew. Ellos se creen que because she knows how to type y pone una cartera on top of a counter y sabe llegar a un trabajo de 8 a 4 and never misses a day. Ni los días enferma misses a day. They think that makes her a woman. If I tell her to be at a restaurant at 5, she can arrive. So days ago they would pester me, Arlene, llévate a la biblioteca para yo ver que tú por lo menos know how to follow a schedule para yo invitarte a una cita. I don't want him in my life after he's allowed this comeback illegal prostitute to be in my home with him. I don't want him in my life after he's allowed this comeback asquerosidad. And she thinks that she wins. She's like, I got that dick. She relinquished it. Ding, 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 ding. That's not a man. Ew, ew, ew. Is this live still? Apparently it is. What else? What else? What else? What else? Esta tipa es una puerca asquerosa. What else? What else? What else? Kirsten Lopez, que ya se lo había mamado. He wants to laugh at me, be like, Kirsten, no es tu therapist. Kirsten, se quedó en tu casa sin tu permiso. Ayer estuvo aquí. Así la habla un puerco. Es porque un perro, la gente dice, ni un perro tan baboso, asqueroso. Ew, 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 ew. He raped everyone in San Antonio, apparently, it feels like. So that the judge would be any judge that would handle Jaden and Kehlani's child custody case would have been someone that he's had sex with. Ew, 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 es un puerco asqueroso, una basura. Ew, oh, él vive de yo tengo más conexiones que tú. Él es un terrorista. Hay influence. Él va aterrorizando a la gente y dice, o haces esto en este día, a esta hora, o te mato. Ew, 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 gente puerca, da un asco. I don't ever want him near me. Who's gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? You can decapitate everyone that trafficked me into a homeless shelter. These people are so disgusting. They've stayed in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. They get in the way of receiving money. And he puts them in front of me to satisfy himself. Like, ay, las dos se estarán bañando juntas y me bajo. Y él se cree que yo lo voy a sacar una cita. Nunca. They're deplorable. They're so disgusting. I don't tolerate abuse towards myself. I don't tolerate abuse towards Dayton. I don't tolerate abuse towards Kehlani. They're disgusting. They want to be like, we all know each other. No fucking kidding me. And they want to give themselves importance that they don't have. They're stupid. They're deplorable, so gross. Ew, ew, they're lazy and time wasters. They're lazy and time wasters. I'm bored. Anyways, I need to head over to a bus stop soon. And it's for a free ride on a bus. We're getting our own money. You can decapitate Leon Baker. I didn't want to see him. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. I didn't want to see her. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. I didn't want to see her. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message, as long as it's not Jada and Kehlani. Él quiere decirme que la tota de Carolina estuvo en su boca. Oh, wow. Y que ella ganó over me. Oh, wow. Y es un puerco. Fo. Ew. Ew. That was decades ago. I don't need to be reminded every day. I don't want a daily reminder that he exists. He means nothing to me. He wants me to cry over him. He can't be that dumb. Ew. Qué puerco, qué asquerosidad. Ew. I need money. I don't need to ask perdón from my familia. I'm not a martyr. He's a sex addict and he's a porn addict. So he's like, pídele perdón a tu familia, humíllate. Is that Mr. Barreto? Oh, is what I thought when I was reading that. I don't remember anyone with the name Nestor Barreto. Ew. Se inventan tanta basura, gente. They're worse than little kids. They're deplorable. They're embarrassing. What? I need to clean my apartment. I want to date. What they want to know is that I relinquished that dick. Carolina le jode la vida todos los días y deja de estar pensando en Arlene. He's like, I don't ever think about Arlene. So he's like, Arlene, can you say that you and I haven't seen each other for years? So Carolina stops asking me to stop thinking about you. Then he's with the wrong person. He doesn't need to traffic me into starvation. So I say, I haven't talked to him in years. They're deplorable. They're disgusting. Ew. Who's gifting me money? What else? They're deplorable. And I'm not asking for forgiveness or apologies for. They're trying to punish me. Because after my toddler expiration, here's into this system. They're trying to punish me because after my toddler expiration years, I refuse to have sex with people in my family of origin. They're disgusting. They're worse than animals. People say, ew. They want credit. I don't remember any sexual acts with them. I remember being on his dick and his brother's dick being in my ass once. And then I remember him in a room where I was with Albert too. I don't remember anything else. I remember me being like 12 and him being like 7 in my bedroom. I don't remember any of these people. One day I was crying. I'm like, why do they all hate me? She's like, oh, whatever. Like, calm down. But that wasn't a sexual act. I don't remember any of them if they were there. I don't want to remember them either. They may have videos of it, so they want to kill me because they're like, what if she cries rape? They're stupid. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I miss Jada, I miss Kaylani. That doesn't mean that they're Jada's and Kaylani's parents. They're deplorable. These people that I grew up around, they're disgusting. They want to take credit for my childhood exploration years and they want to punish me for me rejecting them. Esta tipa una cuero asquerosa trying to rape me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're deplorable, so gross. Ew, look at this. I can choose whoever I want to marry. My parents didn't even get in the way of that. And este cuero asqueroso wants to claim that he was my first in those orgies and that he can pick husbands and wives for me. He's delusional. I'm going to kill him one day in self-defense. He's drugged me and had me raped, supposedly by people that were there. He's deplorable. Ew. So gross. Ew. I hate him so much. I don't ever want him in my life. Ew, 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 ew. Well, they're sorting through the rosters and they're like, well, I guess Arlene doesn't want to be with me, so esta ganó. Dan un asco. They're disgusting.